Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Water is wet and Disney is too expensive.
Oh, shocker.
Shocker. Yeah, for some reason, we're getting another round of these. Disney is too expensive. Disney has outpriced the middle class type articles. And they seem to come up like every quarter, once a quarter.
I know, but it's funny because they're all coming out the same. They always come out at the same time.
They do. It's very curious. Now, I don't know if it's one outlet that is tipping off another outlet, as that tends to happen, but they do seem almost... it's almost like clockwork. And it's with Disney, it's always about the price of the vacation being too much, the middle class being outpriced. People complain about it, and then they still go back to Disney. They still spend...
This is true.
Way more money on Disney than they should. And look, I don't think this is going to change anytime soon. Disney is going to continue to gouge consumers as long as consumers are willing to pay for their products. Now, where Disney might be in trouble, and this time it might actually stick, is because the stock market is not in a good place. No. Disney stock is not in a good place. They're getting it from all sides. There's a bunch of backlash, from different sides of the aisle for different reasons. And I think people are concerned that the economy is going to tank, and they're going to batten down the hatches. And one of the first things to go is going to be your $10,000 Disney trip.
Well, it's funny to me because everybody's talking about this now, but like a few days ago, the whole everybody was talking about was revenge trips, where they were going to be like, people were going to go to Disney because they couldn't go for the last 2 years and to get revenge against COVID. So that was the narrative a couple days ago. And now it's, oh shit, Disney's expensive.
I have to think that might actually be somebody at Disney putting this out like, oh, you want to stick it to COVID, right? Come to Disney, spend lots of money, and you show that coronavirus who's boss. You show them.
But it's so hard at Disney now. It's so expensive. They keep having these, you can't just go in and get your fast passes now. No, you have to pay extra for that stuff. It's very convoluted. Now they're doing the thing where you could buy the Genie app when you book your trip, and as of June 8th, you're only gonna be allowed to buy that at the parks.
Yeah, that was a big FU to a lot of people. I got an email about it this morning, actually, that they're like, yeah, hey, psych, yeah, you gotta buy it at the parks. So we're gonna talk about this because this is coinciding with Disney's stock drop, and this is where they're putting all their eggs. They're like, well, we hope Disney World and Disneyland attendance, pent up demand is going to carry us through if Disney Plus subscribers fall off. And I don't know, it might not be quite the summer Disney was hoping for, if the economy tanks. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 268,000, almost 269,000 subs. We do talk a lot about Disney, having worked in and around the company for a number of years. Geeky runs a blog called piratesandprincesses.net, which is an objective Disney fan blog or theme park fan blog. We're expanding because we don't just talk about Disney anymore because people are moving on to other things like Universal. So we got to talk about that too. So you mentioned this to me.
I noticed the other day that these articles started popping up.
Yeah.
And then you noticed that there was more than just the one or two I noticed.
Yeah. Now, again, this could be that people are just, talking about revenge. And it could be partially revenge against Disney for politics and all that. But I do think it has a lot to do with the economy, nosediving. Disney stock in particular has not been good. I mean, yeah, things are down, but Disney dipped under $99 or no, under $100 within the last week, I'm pretty sure. And that's bad.
That's not good.
That's really, really bad. So let's go with this article. This is KSL.com. Is a trip to Disney too expensive or too complicated? Check out the alternatives. Maybe that's what's going on.
I know people are complaining. I guess there was someone who had made a post and they had said that it cost them like $8,000 and something to go to Disney, and they had broke it down. And I think that was without even, I don't know if that was with flights or not. It might have been with flights. But it was a lot. And they paid like $900 something to eat. Now they did a lot of sit down options, but it's expensive.
Yeah, they're talking about a baseline trip to Disney World for a family of four costs almost $6,000, and that's probably going to a value or a moderate resort. And that's not including flights. That's not including, meals probably. That's, Well, you can save by driving or using reward points to book a hotel or flight. The ever-increasing price of a Disney theme park ticket can't be avoided.
Nope.
According to Bankrate, 70% of Americans are changing their summer vacation plans due to inflation-related price increases, with 25% changing trips to destinations closer to home. With over 475 amusement parks across America, there are many fun-filled theme park options other than Disneyland and Disney World, and they're pointing some of those out. So yeah, it might be that people still go to theme parks. They still have their revenge trip. They just stay closer to home.
Right.
You know? So this one is the article. It seemed to kick it all off. Of course, this comes from Fox. So again, it could be a political thing. But we've noticed that too. Like, a lot of people complaining about the cost of Disney, and it comes up every once in a while. But they said a family of 4 from New Jersey reached out to Fox after taking a recent trip. Yep.
Okay, so they weren't from the UK. So that's one said they might have been, but yeah, it cost them like $8,000 or something.
$8,000, yeah. Gone is the Magical Express. Yeah, people don't realize they keep taking stuff away. The Magical Express was a free ride to and from Disney World from the airport. And again, you know, the hotels used to get free parking, and it wasn't really free because the Disney hotels cost so much more than hotels outside of, you know, Disney property, but still, it was worth paying extra because of these perks, and they keep taking these perks away.
Right, so now you have to pay for parking if you drive. But if you fly into the airport, you cannot no longer get the Magical Express. It's gone. There are other options. I know that there are like different things you can get like through Mears, and there's limo ones, and then there's a Sunshine Flyer now that has a bus service that goes back and forth. You could get Ubers and Lyfts. There are people like that are people that used to be cast members that are out there doing, like, you could pay them for transport and stuff like that.
Yeah, be careful, though.
You do need to be careful, yes.
Be careful who you hitch a ride with, and be extra careful at Disneyland versus Disney World. Now, it's been a couple of years since we've been to Disneyland, but there are some really sketchy vans at LAX that are more than happy to take you to quote-unquote Disneyland, and they're holding up, like, hand-drawn signs. And, you know, it's a rusty van or pickup truck. And I'm like, yeah, no. No.
And in Orlando, people were saying that they were getting, you know, approached by people about rides. And one lady told a story about how she and her daughters were in one of those, and they started realizing they weren't going towards Disney. So at the stoplight, they hopped out and, you know, got somebody else, or, you know, got them there. So just be really careful. But if you want to go with a reputable, or, you know, place like that, the Mears ones, the Flyer one we talked about, Sunshine Flyer. Those Sunshine places Flyer, are good. Yeah.
So anyway, this is what their trip cost them. Park hopper tickets, $2,500 for 5 days. 4 nights of lodging inside the resort cost $3,700 for the parents and 2 kids.
Where did they stay though?
That's got to be one of the deluxe resorts. I mean, $3,700 for 4 nights. That's $800 a night. Yeah, it's got to be deluxe.
The Boardwalk or the Contemporary or Polynesian or something.
Yeah, that's the thing too. And
Riviera.
I mean, look, Disney absolutely is pricing out the middle class. That is intentional. We've done videos about before. It is absolutely intentional. They really don't want the middle class because the middle class doesn't have the disposable income for all the upcharges that they want to get you for, right? But beyond that, you know, taking the most expensive vacation, saying, well, all Disney trips cost $10,000 to $15,000 because we stayed at the most expensive hotel in the best room and ate at the best restaurants and whatever.
Yeah, which they mentioned they spent like all this money on sit downs. So these are people that have money. Like, yeah, when we talk about the other, they said what, 5,000 something was average. Yeah, that's probably the average hotel. This is like 3,000 to something over. That's because they probably stayed at like the, you know, Polynesian or something.
Yeah, $300 for the Genie Plus passes, which we'll talk a little bit about that. That actually needlessly complicates things. And I have actually heard people say on message boards and other forums and stuff that they're not going to Disney this year. They're going to Universal because at least Universal is easy to understand. You pay to get in the gate, you know, and that's it.
How many people were in this family?
4.
Okay, wait a minute. So they spent $300 on Genie Plus passes. Okay, it's Genie Plus is $15 a day per person. So that's $45 or $60 a day. times, I guess, yeah, for 5 days. That's probably right. Oh my gosh, yeah.
$950 on sit-down meals and $700 or so for snacks and souvenirs.
Yeah, you see, it shouldn't cost that much.
Yeah, I mean, it can, because, I mean, the table service depends on where you go.
Yeah, if you go to a lot of table services, yeah, it's going to be sit-down meals. $700 for snacks.
If it's character dining every day, then yeah, probably. All told, the cost of the visit rounded out to $84.80, and airfare pushed it upwards of $10,000.
Oh, wait, so that doesn't count airfare? Yeah, well, here's part of the thing. I can tell you right now, that's not the norm. They obviously stayed at one of the most expensive places. They obviously were going to lots of sit-down places for $950. Well, that might only be 4 or 5 times, though.
Yeah, because I'm thinking the character dining is, $150, $160 easy for...
more than that.
Was it like $40, $50 a person? So
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, and that's...
50 dues, like they announced the prices of that again. I think like the good seats are like 70-some.
Oh my God. Yeah, so are they pricing out the middle class? Yeah, they are. And will they continue to do so? Yes, because people keep paying it. They're like, I can't believe how expensive it is. Here, let me get out my credit card.
Yeah, I know, pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't know what it was going to cost when you booked the trip. Like, you could see how much the tickets cost. You could see how much the hotel cost. And look, I'm not dunking on her per se, but I'm also like, if you add all the items to your little shopping cart on the Disney site and it winds up being $8,000 and you think that's too much money for your family, why did you pull the trigger on the trip?
They did though, because about 1,500 of that or 1,600 of that wasn't on the total. But yeah, you'd know up front what the price of a flight is. You'd know up front that you spent how much on the rooms, and that price you're definitely paying for deluxe. So I'm like, it could be a lot less if you buy a more reasonable place. And you could also stay off property and it's way less.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are lots of options. So, I mean, in that case...
Not defending Disney, but I'm just being honest and fair here.
Yeah, she said she's been going since she was 6 years old. She's 39, and it's not the same Disney. And they said it's not your imagination.
It's not.
This is an editor-in-chief at a travel site saying that disenchanted Disney World guests are not imagining things, and the park has changed.
Thank you, because if you go to the boards, like the annual pass boards, when you try to say anything negative or say something bad happened, they literally jump down your throat.
Yeah. I've been seeing that opinion change, though. I've actually been seeing more and more people being like, okay, this is the line in the sand. This is a tipping point. I'm not talking politics. I mean, people are getting
it's not about that. A lot of them are because of money.
Yeah, that adds to it. But the general public is not really aware of all the political bullshit going on down there, unless they're glued to the news, right? What's going on is they're looking at the price of the trip and being like, yeah, we went to Disney, 5 or 10 years ago. Let's go again. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Look how expensive it is. What is this genie thing? I don't understand.
You can go to actual Europe.
Yes.
For the prices they're charging for Disney World.
So this guy, he's written for this Frommer's guidebook.
Yes, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, since 2006? And we started going as a family like 2009, 2010.
Mm-hmm. I grew up going. So,
Yeah, I went to Disneyland.
Back then, back in the 80s, it was still pretty expensive. Like, I know a lot of people, it was crowded, but nowhere near as bad as now, but it was pretty pricey then. And my parents would save up for like a year or two with vacation plans and stuff. And it was pricey then, but, even with inflation, it's much worse now.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely escalating. Just in the time since we started going as a family, the price has skyrocketed. I remember we used to be able to go family of 4. We could drive down, and the kids were little, so they were under 10, so it didn't cost as much. But still, we could drive down, and we could have a decent trip for like $2,500, under $3,000 for a decent 4 or 5 day trip. And we didn't eat out all the time. Sometimes we would get stuff taken back to the room or whatever, but. We had good trips and it didn't break the bank. And now it's like, holy shit, just to get in the door, you're talking.
Yeah, the prices of tickets and hotels and everything have just gone up and up and up.
Said Disney has not publicly, but very apparently privately made the decision that it wants to court guests to spend more per day than guests use. They have said this. They have said this. They've absolutely said this. They've said this during media events that they've basically said, we want 1%ers. We're catering to 1%ers. Look at the retheming of Disney Springs. Mm-hmm. Look at the stores they put in at Disney Springs. I mean, some of the stores and restaurants they put in there They've definitely gotten away from Goofy's candy store.
Which I recommend, by the way.
Yeah.
Go get a custom made Rice Krispie treat. Probably costs $20 now, but
Yeah, right. So they definitely got away from that, and they're courting the Sephora crowd. They're courting.
I know it's funny. They have the I know they had like that diamond store, and like they had like some kind of sign about it. I forget, but it was like they have some really expensive diamond store there now, or jewelry store.
Was that the one that had the castle for like $100,000?
Oh no, that was the crystal one. Crystal.
I was like, jeez. I mean, so yeah, they've absolutely been catering to the whales. They've been doing this for a long time, and they can actually control the crowds. I mean, this is the same Disney that, like, 5 or 6 years ago decided they were going to put these bungalows in Tomorrowland.
Yeah, they were tents. They were literally tents.
Yeah, they were like the canvas wedding tents you'd pick up at like a Costco or something. And it was like $750 or $1,000 a day to have your own private tent in Tomorrowland.
With air conditioning and drinks.
Yeah. And it was ridiculous. And people were complaining. They're like, why didn't you just have freaking tents in Tomorrowland?
Yeah. Didn't go well, so they ended.
Right. But no, this is what they want. And we would do media events, and it was always about the upscale dining, the upscale fashion, the upscale, like that's what they want. They literally want that.
We went to Disneyland. We were at the hotel, and it was in the evening. I think it was the Grand Californian. And we were out. I took the kids out to go to the pool because you were at an event or something until late. And when I was at the pool, it was dark, and I went and sat down we were the only ones there, right? Just me and the kids. And it was still open. The pool was still open. And I went and sat down on one of the chairs, lounge chairs. And one of the cast members had to come over and tell me I wasn't allowed to sit there because I couldn't see the sign because it was dark. But those are for people who pay extra like $100, $200 to have those seats. So she literally made me. No, she was nice about it. It's not her fault. But I literally had to move to the other side of the pool, even though no one was there and it was closing in half an hour, because I didn't pay the extra $200 or whatever it was, some stupid ridiculous amount of money to sit in that damn chair.
The VIP Chase Lounge.
I'm not kidding. I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, I was nice. I mean, it's not the cast member's fault. I would never be mean to her. It's not her fault. She's doing her job. But I was just like, that is insane. And she even, you can tell she's like, this is stupid, I know, but.
Those lounge chairs are for the rich people. What are you doing, riffraff?
It's closing in half an hour, and you didn't see the sign because, you just went and sat down because no one else was there. But,
Yeah, I'd never heard of that. Disney World, I don't think, does that. But I was like, what the heck?
I was like, what? Anyway.
I remember you telling me that. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? We're staying at the Grand California. What the hell is going on? It's like, geez, man. So they talked about ticket prices going up. They go up every year. But then they said at the same time, Disney is scaling back its entertainment. Yeah, they got rid of a lot of entertainers.
They've been bringing stuff back little by little. But
Little by little. But it's not. Disney World, Disneyland is not where it was before the pandemic.
A lot of people have been complaining just in general about the experience, that they said that people that work there aren't, they have there's always nice ones, but there's people that they seem to be a lot more grumpy. I mean, they're putting up with a lot more shit probably, and they have to work a lot more hours too. But, it's not the same as it was before pre-pandemic.
He said right now it looks like they're pretty crowded, but he's like, there probably will be long-term damage to the brand because they're getting a reputation for being too damn expensive. But again, the reason they are is because people pay it. People are paying it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's like if they got somebody that's coming over here like, hey, I'll pay you $50 for this experience, and somebody else is like, I'll give you $1,000 for that experience and keep a couple of those $50 people out of here. That's what they're going to do. I mean, that's just how they think. That's how they operate. And they're
they kept spinning it that way pre-pandemic, that they were raising the prices to make it so that the crowd levels would go down. They said that, right?
Yeah.
But then they'd shove in people, they'd shove in more people than they really had room for. Like we saw that they raised prices saying it was for the crowd levels down, but then they just take the money from the people that they were, already paying it, and then just letting more people in. So they were still taking money, they're just getting more money for it and trying to trick people into thinking it was because of the crowds.
Yeah, and they talk about Walt Disney spinning in his grave.
Because I really keep saying that.
So they call it the Walt.
They call it rotisserie chicken Walt. Rotisserie Walt.
Rotisserie Walt. It's like, he would be though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He's Disneyland, but Disneyland when he died, had only been around for about 10 years. And it was a very, very different thing than Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is not even what Walt wanted to make it. And it has become a luxury resort. It's
expensive. Bottom line.
It is. It always has been, but it's going to get worse. And actually, I think what will happen, especially with Chapek at the helm, is they will keep taking away. Now, I think it's, an experience is worth it if they give you value for your money.
That's what they used to do.
Right. It's worth pay. It used to be worth paying more for Disney because you knew you would get customer service and food and entertainment at Disney like you would get nowhere else. So it was worth paying extra for it. Now it's just like, hell, you can go to the local amusement park and it's better in some cases, and it's cheaper. But I mean, they're bringing up like, think of the children. Lots of kids want to go and they can't go. It's always been that way. I mean, why do you think so many Make-A-Wish kids, they want to go to Disney? Because it is out of the reach for a lot of people. And it always has been. It's just going to get worse now. And with the economy going the way it's going, I think it's going to get way worse for a lot of people. And Disney is a luxury item that a lot of people are going to find is very easy to cut, for sure. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
I'm going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Now he's just tasty, delicious, rotten flesh meat, which I can consume. Don't read into it too much.
Just like our museum, the cafe's open and Brewster is eager to serve. I don't think this was in the show. Run, 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 run. Oh, you got splatted. Oh, she was begging and you kicked her in the face.
I don't care.
Hey guys, Squid King here, and today we're in a...
Not girl boss at all. She is not a material girl.
She is not. Oh, it's Christmas time here in your mom. Nobody wants to join your mom.
What?
Like I can't even cook kid cuisine right. I would last about 2 minutes with Gordon Ramsay.
What? Where is he?
He's hiding. He's hiding from you.
Better.
Oh my God, you got the axe.
Walker, does this look like Steven Universe? Let me punch him. Well, I'm just here for the wax. Right where you belong.
Get in the dirt.
Well, that was a combination of events I probably shouldn't have put together. Anyways, let's open this bottle too.
Chica Pinata. Is that official?
Oh, no.
There's a bootleg.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, it's Diamond Tool.
Let's make a farm.
Like and subscribe and buy my merch.
I mean, while you're here, you guys should really like and subscribe and buy our merch, all of which we have.
That is true. You can't run them carrying trash. You can get away with one F-bomb per PG-13 movie.
I wish I'd known that sooner.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap this effer up.
Yes.